down to your opening Shavasana. Take up as much space as you like on your mat. Spread the feet wide. Let the arms and hands come down alongside you. Maybe turning the palms face up. Closing down the eyes or having a soft gaze down towards our heart. If there's any other little adjustment that feels good for your body now, maybe a roll of the shoulders, bring the shoulder blades a little further down our back. Or maybe it's a little lift of the head to lengthen through the back of the neck. Any of those little adjustments, make sure you're feeling as comfortable as you can. And then just letting everything settle, letting your body feel heavy against the mat, against the props that might be below you. And taking a moment or two just to scan over our bodies, noticing how it feels today as we start to arrive fully for our practice. We can scan from the head down to the feet or the feet upwards. And as we scan, just softening the body a little, or maybe even taking a little pause. If there's any areas of tension or discomfort, just staying there, sending our breath there. Maybe we're just sending a little silent message to our bodies, telling it that we are relaxing, that you're here present with your body, and that you're in control for the next 60 minutes. Your body is safe. Turning our attention to our breath, noticing how we're breathing as we arrive today as well. Not trying to change our breathing just yet, but we're just noticing how we're breathing, whether it's fast or slow, whether our breath is up in our chest or maybe it's already down in our belly. Just wanting to notice right now, and we'll come back as always to compare this starting body and breath with the body and breath we'll have at the end of our class, seeing what might have changed through our practice today. And then we'll start with a little breath work, our yogic breath or 3-part breath. So the hands can remain on the mat alongside you, or gently bringing them to place them on the belly. Maybe bringing one hand to stack on top of the other, or one hand just underneath your rib cage, one hand underneath the belly button. And then we'll exhale to empty the lungs completely. Inhale, breathe into the belly and fill it up. Exhale, relax the belly back towards the mat. Inhaling, breathing into the belly again. Exhale, relax the belly back towards the mat. Moving your hands onto your ribs now, breathing into the belly and up into the ribs. Exhale, relax your ribs, relax your belly. One more like that, breathing into the belly and into the ribs. Feel the ribs expand. Exhale, relax your ribs, relax your belly. Bringing the fingertips to your collarbones or shoulders, breathing into the belly, the ribs, and all the way up into the chest. Exhale, relax your shoulders, relax your ribs, relax your belly. Last one together, breathing into the belly, the ribs, and up into the shoulders. Exhale, relax the shoulders, relax the ribs, relax the belly. And letting the hands come back down wherever you'd like, beside you on the mat or resting on the body. And just continuing with that 3-part breath for another few rounds, moving at your own pace. to the end of your next exhale, just letting go of that breathwork practice. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm. And just enjoy being here in stillness with your body and your breath for these last few moments. Slowly beginning to bring a little bit of awareness back to our bodies, gently wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, moving the wrists and ankles, turning the head left and right, bringing the feet together at the end of the mat, and with an inhale, drawing the arms up overhead, stretching from fingers to toes. Exhale, relax and release. Allow the arms to come back down alongside the body. Beginning to draw your knees in towards your chest. Giving a little hug, squeeze or gentle roll on the lower back. And when you're ready, rolling over to the right side. Take a little pause there. And then bringing the left hand to the mat in front of your face, extending the left leg and pushing up to come up to find a comfortable seat. Sitting up onto any of your props that feel good today, a block, the rolled up blanket, a bolster, legs crossed, extended or on your knees. Whatever's feeling best. Taking our hands to Anjali Mudra, connecting your thumbs against your breastbone, which is just in front of your heart space. The eyes can be closed down or a soft gaze down towards your heart. And we'll open today's class by chanting 3 Ohms together. You're welcome as always just to listen, but if you'd like to join me, we're taking an inhale. 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 Allowing those vibrations to settle in our bodies and in the room. And then gently bowing our head towards our hands, blinking open the eyes. Namaste. Welcome today. I just popped on the little ceiling lights for a little bit of extra lighting. If you are wearing any layers or socks that you want to remove, you're welcome to take them off now, and we'll move any props to the side for our warm-up. So as I said a moment ago, we're going to be concentrating on our Sun Salutation B today. We will warm up using our A version, but then we'll break down the B. We'll just take it nice and slowly, and we're going to work into a few little drills in our second part of the class. So let's start with our warm-ups before we say too much. So inhale, take the arms overhead, stretch through the fingers. Exhale, release your right hand down to the mat, stretching into the left side of the body. Drawing your elbow and your shoulders slightly back, taking your gaze up towards the sky if that feels okay, pressing your sit bone down towards the mat, but at the same time lengthening through to the fingertips, reaching up and overhead. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, release your left hand down. Same thing on the right side. Press your sit bone down, lengthen through the fingertips, draw that elbow and shoulder slightly back. Looking up, maybe towards the sky if it feels okay. Breathing into the side of the body, nice, smooth, slow breaths. Inhale as we come back through center. This time as we exhale, right hand behind your right hip, left hand onto your right knee and looking over your right shoulder. Relax the shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale, grow tall through the spine. Exhale, maybe a little further, deeper twist. Inhale, come back through center, stretch overhead, and exhale, twisting to the left. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, growing tall through the spine. Exhale, maybe a little deeper into the twist. Remember to keep the breath nice and smooth. A little harder to breathe as we twist, but just smooth breaths. Inhale as we come back through center, stretch through the fingers for the last time. Exhale, release the hands all the way down. Bring our fingertips to our shoulders and just moving into our shoulder circles. Drawing those circles on the outside walls with our elbows. Nice and slowly warming up that whole shoulder area. And when you get to the top the next time, reversing your circle. Thinking about taking the shoulders down away from the ears with an active press down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as we bring the elbows backwards and draw the shoulder blades down our spine. Okay, when you get to the top the next time, releasing the arms and hands all the way down, we'll come around onto tabletop. Take your time moving to there. And as you come to tabletop, let's just take a moment to set ourselves up, make sure we're in good alignment. So we're making sure that our wrist is under our elbow, under our shoulder, knee is under the hip. Knees are hip width apart and hands are shoulder width apart. So the hands should be wider than your knees. Just take a quick glance down and make sure that is the case. As we bring our hands underneath our shoulders, just spread the fingers wide, press into your fingertips and the heel of the hand, slightly lifting the palm of the hand away so that you get that nice activity in the whole part of your hand. Lengthen through the arms, lock out the elbows, press your chest away from the mat. Lengthen through the neck, looking down at your mat, lengthening out through the crown of the head and all the way along the spine to the tailbone in the opposite direction. Pressing your chest away from the mat, we're pressing our spine towards the sky. Keep your shoulders down away from the ears, but slightly drawing your shoulder blades down your arms, feeling that nice activity all around that shoulder area. Coming down to your pelvis, take a moment to slightly tilt the pelvis forward and back. And we're trying to find a neutral central position for the pelvis where we feel the front of the body engage. We're trying to draw our ribs down towards our hips, engagement of the belly, maybe drawing your belly button back towards your spine, really engaging the belly a little deeper. The inner thighs are drawing slightly towards each other, and the front of the foot or the toes can be on the mat, whichever feels more comfortable for your body. So moving from here into our cat-cows. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, open through your chest. Exhale, round through the spine, pelvis towards your head. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, open the chest. Exhale, coming into cat. Sorry guys, just adding one more person in too. Sorry Amy, almost missed you there. Come on in. In our cat-cows, we're going for 2 more. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round into cat. Last one. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round into cat. Coming back to your neutral tabletop, walk your hands 1 step forward on your mat, keeping the fingers nice and wide spread, and we're rounding into our joints, into our wrists and back towards our heels. Nice, slow, smooth circles into each of the 4 corners. Bring your body weight over your joints as much as you can, just to feel a little bit of activation in those wrists, those shoulders, knees and hips. When you get to the top the next time, reversing your circle, take your toes onto the mat, get a little bit of movement in the toes and the sole of the foot. Maybe even bending the elbows a little bit so we can bring the body a little closer to the mat. Any other little bits of movement that feel good. As you circle, just adding them in for your body. And then when we get to the top the next time, we will untuck our toes, take our big toes together, our knees as wide as the mat, sit our body weight back towards our heels, and coming into an active child's pose, bring your forehead towards the mat, your chest towards the mat. Maybe a sway of the belly and the sway of the hips rather, so that the belly can come between the legs a little bit closer to the mat. Reaching those fingertips forward still, feeling that nice lengthening along the back line of the body as we press the heels back, the sit bones towards the heels. That's what I'm trying to imagine. We're keeping the body pressing backwards and reaching forwards at the same time. If you like, you could bring the hands and the arms onto the pinky edge of your hands and arms, bringing the fingers to interlace, separating the shoulder blades a little bit more if that feels nice for your body. If you tend to carry tension around that shoulder area, that just might feel nice for a couple of breaths, but equally fine, just keep the palms on the mat. We're here for just the last couple of breaths. Nice, slow, smooth breaths. Remembering as well that child's pose is available at any time during the class instead of a downward dog or instead of any other asana if your body needs a little recovery. Slowly starting to lift our head, walk our hands back slightly so we can find a tabletop once more. Spread the fingers wide, bring the toes onto the mat, bring our body weight back towards our heels, and then start to lift our hips upwards to come to our first downward dog. Pedal through the heels, keep the knees bent, and we can pedal with a bit of speed or we can slow it right down. Press one heel down to the mat and feel a nice stretch along the back line of the body, from the heel all the way maybe to the hamstrings, depending on how the body feels today, seeing what it needs. And then bring the feet to stillness, lift your head, look between the hands and walk the feet towards the top of the mat. We'll take the feet as wide as the mat, keep the knees bent and let the top body just hang down over the legs for ragdoll. The hands can come down towards the mat or they can rest on the feet or the legs, or you can bring one hand to each elbow, whichever feels best. Really trying to release the body forward now, bend the knees as much as you need to so that the torso can rest down onto your thighs, and you can feel a release in the lower back, the mid back, the upper back, the shoulders area, the neck, even the head as well. Just really releasing and hanging forward. We're here just for a couple of last breaths. Okay, and then beginning to release the hands, bring them to your hips, bend into the knees a little bit more and slowly start to come all the way up to standing. Take a moment if you need to find your gaze and just start to bring your feet towards the center of the mat. Maybe a little roll of the shoulders if you need it. Okay, toes are closer together, heels are slightly apart, and then maybe just a slight rock forward and back onto the toes and the heels just to get an even weight distribution across the front and back of the foot. Maybe if you like, you can rock side to side as well, just to make sure that we're feeling nice and even, grounded and rooted to the mat. Okay, once you found your positioning, coming back to stillness and starting to move activation up the body, then activating our legs, really thinking about activating the thighs so we can draw our kneecaps upwards, coming up to our bandhas then, our Mula and Uddiyana Bandha, activating through the pelvic floor to lift it upwards, creating tension just below our belly button, drawing it in and down to create our Bandha seal at our core. Rolling through the shoulders, bring the shoulder blades further down the back. Arms and hands are down by our sides, fingers and hands are energized and active. The chin can remain parallel to the floor or maybe tucking it slightly towards our chest to activate our chin lock. Having a seal at the top and the bottom of the torso just helps to build the heat and energy in the body as we move through our practice. And lastly, the eyes can be open or closed as we just stand here for last few breaths in Tadasana, mountain pose. And as we stand still, maybe just taking this moment to acknowledge the activity that is starting to build in the body, noticing how when you activate all the muscles, you do feel activity, even though you are still standing still. Noticing your breath moving in your body, your heart beating, all these little signs to tell us that we are alive. So we'll start, as I mentioned, with our sun salutation A. We're just going to do 2 rounds of A today, just to make sure we're fully warmed up, and then we'll go into B, taking our B nice and slow today. So if you have the eyes closed, just gently blinking them open, and we'll start with 1 modified round of A. So when you're ready, take an inhale, take the arms overhead to parallel, looking straight ahead. Exhale, folding forward, hands towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins, flat back, lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, hands on the mat, step the feet back right and left. Lower down onto the knees, the chest and the chin, keeping your hips high. Inhale, sweep the chest forward for cobra, and exhale, push back through a tabletop and back to your downward dog. Here for 5 breaths. The feet are hip width apart, the hands are shoulder width apart. We're spreading the fingers nice and wide, pressing into the fingertips and the heel of the hand to lift our pelvis nice and high. Maybe a slight tilt of the pelvis to bring the sit bones a little higher. Still bending the knees if we need to. We're not rushing to get the heels down. Lifting the head, looking between the hands, walking the feet towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins, flat back. Exhale, folding forward, bending the knees as much as you need. Inhale, sweep the arms back overhead to parallel, looking straight ahead. Exhale, back to Samastiti. Okay, you can continue with that modified version, or you can join me for a full version of A this time. Inhale, taking the arms overhead, bringing them to prayer, looking at your thumbs. Exhale, folding forward, hands towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers to the mat or to your shins, flat back. Exhale, hands on the mat, step your feet back right and left. Lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest, chin. Inhale to lift your chest for cobra or upward dog, and exhale back to downward dog. 5 more breaths here, nice, slow, smooth breaths. The eyes can be open or closed. Send the breath down into the belly. Remembering to slightly lift the sit bones towards the sky. Press your chest towards your thighs, your gaze in between your knees or down towards your feet to get that nice length in the back of the neck. Slowly lifting the head, look between your hands, walk your feet towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers to the mat or to your shins, flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead to prayer or parallel. Exhale, back to Samastiti. Okay, take a moment in Samastiti. If you want to have another roll of the shoulders or just reconnect with the energy in the body for a moment, eyes can be open or closed. Just take a couple of breaths here. Preparing ourselves for our sun salutation B, our main focus today. So B is a little bit more energetic, but we're still taking it slow, so don't worry. Just work at your own pace. So if the eyes were closed, just gently blinking them open. We're going to do the modified version of B today, so we'll just take a few little shortcuts. We're going to take each pose for about 3 to 5 breaths as well today, so just getting used to each of the postures, making sure we're comfortable. All right, when you're ready, take an inhale, bend your knees, sweep your fingertips along the mat, coming up to chair pose. Relax the shoulders, lengthen through the tailbone, a slight tuck of your pelvis. Nice and steady for just 1 more breath. And then exhale, folding forward. Take your hands down towards the mat, bending the knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your hands to your shins, flat back, lengthen out through the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, folding forward again. Bend the knees as much as you need. Stepping the feet back right and left. Keeping a high plank before you bring down your knees, chest and your chin, keeping your hips high. Inhale, sweep your chest forward, finding a cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, pressing back through a tabletop and all the way to your downward dog. We're just passing through our downward dog, but we're just going to hold it for one more breath. Press into the sit bones, lift them nice and high, lengthen through the top body. On your next inhale, lift your right leg to the sky, right toes reach towards the sky. Bring your right knee towards your chin and your chest and take your right foot to the mat between your hands. Okay. And then staying on the toes of the left foot, we're inhaling to sweep the arms up overhead to parallel. Warrior one. Sinking a little deeper, relax the shoulders, lengthen through the fingertips. Well done. Exhale, folding forward, take your hands back to the mat, step that right foot back. And from your high plank, we're lowering back down again, knees, chest and chin, keep your hips high again. Inhale, sweep the chest forward, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, pressing back to find your downward dog again. We're taking just 2 breaths here. And then on your next inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, toes to the sky, and then bring your knee towards your chest and step your left foot between your hands. Doing it in slow motion is maybe even a little harder than doing it at the normal speed. So staying on your toes of your right foot, inhale, sweep your arms up overhead into your warrior one again, sinking a little lower if you can. Relax the shoulders, maybe a slight tilt for your pelvis forward so that you get a nice engagement through the belly at the front, no tension in the lower back, and both legs are nice and active. Exhale, bringing the hands back to the mat. Step your left foot back. And we're lowering down for the last time. Knees, chest and chin. Keep your elbows tucked in as you come down onto your knees, chest and chin. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra or baby cobra. And exhale, either to your last downward dog or finding a child's pose if you need a little breather. Downward dog, we're staying here for 3 breaths. Nice, slow, smooth breaths. And slowly lifting the head, looking between the hands, walk the feet towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers to the shins, flat back. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees, let the hands come down to the mat. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the fingertips along the mat, coming back up through to chair pose. Relax the shoulders, tilt your tailbone towards the mat. Holding it for just 2 more breaths. And then slowly exhaling, coming all the way back up to Samastiti. Okay, take a little moment, take a breather, take a sip of water if you need it. All right, sometimes going slowly can feel quite strong, so we'll leave it there with our B, because I think it's a little bit more challenging than our A's. But we're just going to take a couple of the postures now and break them down a little bit. Okay, are we all right? And on line 2, hopefully you're feeling okay too. So we're going to find a forward fold next. So whenever you're ready, you're taking your feet hip width apart. If you're not sure how far to go, make an L shape with your feet, and the toes of your back foot, wherever they land, is about your hip width apart. So we're finding a forward fold from here. If you have blocks, if you want to have them nearby, you're always welcome to have a block or 2 underneath to bring the floor up a little bit. But equally, no prop is fine as well. All right, take an inhale, take your arms overhead, reach through the fingers. Exhale, reaching forward with the fingertips as you hinge at your hips, coming down with a nice flat back, bend the knees as much as you need. Hands come down to your shins, ankles, or hooking the big toes, or onto a block if you need it either. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening your back, engage the belly, draw your belly button back towards your spine, and exhale, maybe there's a little bit more space to fold into. holding this forward fold Padangusthasana for a few more breaths. We ideally hold each of our poses for 5 breaths just to feel into our bodies, to feel into the alignment, to go a little deeper maybe on each exhale. And then releasing the hands from wherever we have them. We're going to bend into the knees, take the hands onto the mat. We're stepping back to a plank, so step your legs long. Press your hips up towards the sky, press your chest towards the sky. We're holding here for a count of 10. Keep breathing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your knees to the mat. We're just going to come to that knees, chest, chin that we did a moment ago. So we're going to do a little press up in that position. So as we bring our chest down towards the mat, I want you to think about bringing your elbows in against your rib cage. So keeping the knees there, the toes can be untucked or tucked, whichever you prefer. We're lowering our chest to the mat and then we're pressing back up. We're going to do that 2 more times. Just lowering our chest, keep your hips nice and high. And back up, and 1 more, pressing the chest down towards the mat, chest and chin to the mat, and then press back up, and we're going to find a child's pose. The knees can stay together, you can wrap the arms down around the legs, or you can come to a regular wide-legged child's pose, whichever feels better right now. Take a couple of breaths there, relax the body, feel grounded again. Whenever you're ready, we'll start to slowly lift the head, look forward, and then come back to your tabletop. Bring your hands back onto the shoulders, bring the knees back onto the hips. Bring the toes onto the mat. We're finding a downward dog, so toes on the mat, bring your body weight back towards your heels and back up to downward dog. Bending the knees as much as you need, lengthen the top body, press into the heel of the hands and press the sit bones towards the sky. And then we're going to lift our right leg to the sky on an inhale, just like we did in our sun salutation B. Bring the right knee towards your chin and your chest. Step that right foot forward. So in your modified version, you can keep the toes of your left foot on the mat. The other option is to drop your heel down to the mat of your left leg. And then with that, we have to make sure that our hips are still squared to the front of the mat. So maybe walking that right foot just a little wider for your warrior 1. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, and they can stay parallel or you can bring them to prayer. Either option is good. But as we raise the arms, be careful that we're not flaring through the ribs and dumping into our lower back. So draw your ribs down towards your hips, draw your pelvis slightly under. You should feel that that back left leg feels a little bit more active when you draw the pelvis slightly forward. Okay, from our warrior 1, we're going to, forgotten where I'm going. We're finding a runner's lunge, that's what we're doing. So we're dropping our hands to the inside of our right foot. Walk your right knee and leg out a little bit, maybe turning back onto the toes of the left foot. You can drop that left knee if you like. So you can stay here with the chest lifted, or you can start to come down onto forearms. Again, maybe reaching for a block if that feels helpful, so that you can bring the forearms down onto whatever level. I like to let my right knee slightly sway out to the side so that I have a little bit more space to bring my forearms down to the mat. And that works into the adductors a little deeper as well, into that hip area. And just breathing here for just a couple more breaths. Really nice. And then bring your hands back onto the mat. And we're going to use this right knee, we're going to bring it down onto the mat, slightly turning towards the left side of your mat, lengthening through your left leg. We're coming to a side plank. That's it. And then taking your right hand down to the mat, maybe reaching that left hand up towards the sky. You can stay here on your knee, or if you're feeling confident, you can come to a full side plank, extending both legs, bringing the feet in line with each other, or stacking the feet. Well done. We're just here for 2 more breaths. Well done. And then slowly bring your knees back down to the mat. We can find a child's pose, bringing your body weight back towards the heels, legs wide or knees together, and wrapping your arms down around the legs. Okay, a little bit of challenge in today's class. You're doing great so far. Well done, everyone. Working the whole body. We're almost there. We're going to just do the other side, and then we're going to come down to do our seated postures. All right, so whenever you're ready, bringing yourself back through a tabletop, toes back onto the mat. We're bringing ourselves back to a plank hold. This time we're going to do a little chaturanga instead of our knees, chest, chin, but holding our plank for a count of 10, 9, 8. If you need to drop to the knees, you're welcome to as well. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. This time, without dropping the knees, we're going to bend the elbows, slightly lower ourselves down to the mat, hover above the mat for your chaturanga. If you can, pressing the chest away from the mat. We're just doing one more if we can. Slowly lowering ourselves down, keep your body in alignment, hovering above the mat, and then slowly lower all the way down onto the belly this time. Well done. Okay, we're going to come back to our downward dog. So we're just pressing our body away from the mat, finding your downward dog. So we can work on the left side. When you're ready, lift your left leg to the sky, toes to the sky, bring your left knee towards your chin and your chest, step that left foot forward, staying on the toes of the right foot or dropping the heel down and walking that left foot a little wider so that you can find your warrior one on the left side. Again, slight tilt of the pelvis forward, draw your ribs down towards your hips, be careful of the shoulders as we lift the arms. Arms are parallel or prayer, whichever you prefer. Slow, smooth breaths here. Maybe sinking a little deeper if you can. Feeling both legs nice and active. Drawing that belly button back towards your spine, really engaging the whole body here. And then from here we're finding our runner's lunge on our left side. So hands drop to the inside of your left foot, walking that left foot a little wider. Drop your right knee, untuck your toes. And you can stay here with the chest lifted, or drop that knee slightly to the side so that you can bring the forearms down, or reaching for a block for underneath the forearms. Getting a nice little hip opener, the inner thighs, getting a little release as well. Lizard lunge or runner's lunge. Okay, taking your hands back onto the mat. And then we're dropping, I should really be the other side of the mat, sorry guys. So dropping your left knee to the mat, extending through your right leg. Taking your left hand to the mat this time. Reaching your right arm to the sky. Staying in this version of side plank, or extending both legs nice and long. Reaching upwards and extending the legs, reaching the hip towards the sky as well, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands back down, bring your knees back down. I think we'll find one last child's pose, yes? Okay, knees together or knees nice and wide. Let your body recover for a couple of breaths. Don't worry, that was the last little active part. We're on to our seated postures. I'm just going to turn the temperature down slightly here. It's a bit warmer in the studio. Blast of cold air. I will make sure we turn it off before Shavasana though. Alright. Slowly lifting your head. Coming up to a tabletop and then spinning your feet around so that you can come around to a seated position on your mat. You're welcome to reach for your blanket if you need it for your forward folds. So the blanket is always there just to help with that little tilt in the pelvis. What I suggest for that is that you sit on the edge of the blanket and then you slightly roll forward, so you're not even really sitting on the blanket, you're just using it for that tilt of your pelvis. It's not really about the height, it's more about the assistance for the forward fold. So let's find Dandasana first. Flex the feet, legs are nice and active. We're sitting up onto our sit bones, nice and broad through the chest. Relax the shoulder blades down our back. Think about that little invisible thread drawing us upwards. Draw your hips down or your ribs down towards your hips. Engage the front of the body. Shoulders slightly forward even, so that we get that nice engagement at the front of the body rather than any pressure in the lower back. Hands are gently on the mat beside us. We are not pressing into the hands at all. They're just resting beside us. And we might even like to close the eyes for a moment. And again, connect back with our body and our breath. And maybe connecting with your heartbeat, noticing what has changed now as you've moved through the more vigorous part of our class. We're starting to come to the slower part now. And maybe just having perhaps a little moment of gratitude for our bodies, that they've got us through the hard part and they're still managing to keep us going. Being grateful for all these little things that tell us that we are present, that we're here, that we're alive. Okay, we're going to go for our forward fold. The eyes can be open or closed, whichever you prefer. Inhale, take the arms overhead, reach through the fingers. Exhale as you hinge forward, bending the knees slightly if you need to. Hands coming down to rest on shins, ankles, or hooking the big toes. Inhale, halfway lift, perhaps flattening the back. Draw the belly button back towards your spine and maybe folding a little deeper. My trick for the forward folds, as always, is engage your belly, chin towards your feet for that nice flat back. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, and if you need to, bend the knees for helping with the hamstrings and with the lower back. When you're ready, lifting all the way back up with an inhale. Exhale, release the hands all the way down. All right, let's go for a little twist to work into the side of the body and start to release the body a little bit more. Draw your right heel in towards your chest. Your right knee in towards your chest, your heel in towards your sit bone. Keep your left leg flexed and extended, and we're twisting into that right knee. So inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, twisting to the right. Hug your right knee in to your body with your left arm, or bring your left elbow on the outside of your arm, on the outside of your leg even. Oh my goodness, whichever you prefer. Twisting into the right side, the right hand on the back, on the floor behind you, coming onto the fingertips or the fist, so that you can lift through the top of the body rather than collapsing your body into the hand. Open through the chest as you twist. Don't forget about your left foot, keep it active. And then inhale, come back through center, take the arms overhead. Exhale, release the arms down and extend your right leg back out. Maybe give the legs a little shake. And we'll do the same on the left side. Draw your knee in towards your chest, heel in towards your sit bone. Keep your right foot flexed and active. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Hug your knee in towards your chest with your right arm, or bring your elbow on the outside of the knee, whichever feels better for the twist for you. Left hand on the mat behind you on your fingertips or fist. Lengthen up through the top of the body, maybe twisting a little deeper. Don't forget about your right leg. Keep the foot and leg nice and active. Inhale, come back through center, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, release the hands back down. Let both legs be long, give them a little shake out. I said a moment ago we were nearly finished the hard work. I forgot that I added in boat pose just for a last little bit of abs before we come down. So we're going to do Navasana boat pose. So take your legs bent, bring your feet to the floor, hands just in underneath the back of the thighs, or they can be reaching out to the side of the body. And we're lifting one foot, maybe both feet, finding our sit bones. Maybe we extend both legs long. Keep breathing. Maybe you wiggle up the fingers and the toes just to release any tension. Well done. Take the hands either side of your hips, cross at the ankles, feet to the floor, lift your hips and lower back down. We're going for one more set. Always in twos, Navasana. Reaching and extending. Point the toes or maybe give them a wiggle. Keep breathing. Well done, everyone. Cross at the ankles, hands to the floor, lift your hips, slowly back down. Keep the legs bent, feet to the floor, and we'll roll ourselves all the way down to come onto our back. And we're just going to find a supine twist next. We're not doing any bridge today for once. Take our knees in towards our chest, give a little hug there, and then bring your knees over to the right side. You can stack knee on top of knee, ankle on top of ankle, or you can cross your left leg on top of your right if you'd like a deeper twist. As we come onto the right hip a little more, left hip stacking on top. Draw your left shoulder back down towards the mat, extend your left arm long, straight out from the shoulder. Right arm can do the same, stretching out from the right shoulder, or rest the right hand on top of your legs for a little bit of extra weight. And our gaze towards the sky or towards our left arm. Closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable. And just letting the breath be nice and slow now. Maybe each time you exhale, you can just release a little deeper into this twist. Let the body just start to relax a little more now. Release a little more now. And then slowly take your head back to center if it's not there already. Slowly bring your knees back in towards your chest. Give the knees and legs a little hug or squeeze towards the chest, or you can drop the feet to the mat and windshield wiper the legs, either if that feels nicer for you. And then bringing the legs back to stillness. If we were windshield wipering them, hug the knees back into the chest. And then bring the legs over to the left side. Knees to the left, right shoulder reaches down towards the mat. Extend the right arm straight out from the shoulder. Left hand can come down to rest on the legs, or it can be extending out as a T shape as well. Gaze is towards the sky or towards your right arm. And then closing the eyes or soft gaze down. And let the body relax on this side. Nice, slow, smooth breaths. And then slowly start to bring your gaze back towards the sky. Bring your knees back in towards center. Last little bit of movement. Hug the knees into the chest or drop the feet to the floor and windshield wiper. And then once you've had your little bit of movement, we'll start to move towards our closing Shavasana position. You guys who are here in the studio with me, if you need any props, just give me a wave if you've forgotten to bring something to your mat. Otherwise, just taking whatever shape feels good right now. Spreading the feet wide, letting the arms come down alongside you. You can bring a blanket in under the head or over the body. Or as I said, if you need a bolster or any other props today, just let me know. As we start to find our comfortable shape for our bodies, starting to close down the eyes. And closing Shavasana is one of our most important poses. It's your last chance to find rest and ease. It's this opportunity to allow your body to integrate all of what you've done today. The movement, the stillness. So as we settle in, finding our stillness, our Kaya Steryam, means stillness of body and mind. And I'll take you through a little guided relaxation, and then I'll leave you in stillness and silence for a few minutes, returning back to do a little breath work before we finish our class today. So relaxing through your toes and your feet, relax your ankles, shins and calves. Relax your knees, the front and back of the thighs. Relaxing up into the hips and the pelvis, allow the belly to be soft, release the lower back. Relax the ribs and the chest, the shoulders, maybe giving the shoulders one final roll so the shoulder blades come a little further down your back. Relaxing the upper arms, the lower arms. If the arms and hands are on the mat alongside you, maybe turning the palms face up and just taking all the effort out of the hands and fingers. Let the fingers curl gently in towards the palm. Relaxing the neck and up into the head. Relaxing the muscles of our face then, our jaw, our tongue, maybe parting the teeth. Relax the muscles around the eyes, and lastly the forehead, the seat of our mind. Here for the next few moments, and I'll call you back with the sound of my voice. Slowly bringing our awareness back to our bodies, bringing gentle movement to the body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, moving the wrists and ankles, turning the head left and right, bringing the feet together at the end of the mat, and with an inhale drawing the arms up overhead, stretching from fingers to toes. Exhale, relax and release. Allow the arms to come back down alongside the body, beginning to draw the knees in towards the chest. Give a little hug, squeeze, or gentle roll on the lower back. And whenever you're ready, rolling to the right side, take a little pause there. Bringing your left hand to the mat in front of your face, extending through your left leg and pushing up to come up to find a comfortable seat. Again, reaching for any props that help you to find that comfortable seat, your blanket, your blocks, sitting with the legs crossed, extended, or on your knees, whatever feels best at this point of the class. And then just bringing the hands to rest either onto your legs or into your lap, maybe turning the palms face up if you'd like to receive positive energy today, but if you'd like to feel more grounded, turning the palms face down, as I said, either on the legs or in the lap. Or if you'd like to, you could always choose a mudra for at the end of our breathwork practice today. So our breathwork today is just a simple box breath sequence. We're going to do 4 rounds of box breathing just to end on a lovely calm note. Box breathing just helping us to maintain calmness, I suppose, in our bodies, relaxing our nervous system. The only contraindication is if we have anyone with us who is pregnant, just being careful with the holding the breath. That is not recommended. So just sitting and breathing as we move through the cycles of breath if you are. So for our box breath, we're inhaling for a count of 4, we're holding for a count of 4, we're exhaling for a count of 4, and we're holding that exhale for a count of 4 times, and I'll guide you through it all. All we need to do is just sitting comfortably, sitting up nice and tall so we can open through our chest and get some nice breath into our bodies. Closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable, or a soft gaze down towards our heart. And we'll start with an exhale to empty our lungs. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Letting your breath return to its natural rhythm now. And in these moments of stillness between the closing of class and the ending of our practice, our breath work and our movement practice, just turning your attention to your body once more, seeing how the body feels as we end our class. Maybe if there was any areas of tension or discomfort that you noticed as you arrived earlier, just seeing how those have responded to your movement and to your breath today, seeing if anything has changed, and acknowledging and having compassion for ourselves if things have remained, because just by turning up each time to our mat, or turning up regularly to our mat, I suppose, for our practice and for ourselves, things will change, but maybe just not in one yoga class. Turning our attention to our breath for a moment, noticing how we're breathing as we end the class as well. Ideally, we're ending with a very subtle, smooth breath that's barely detectable by our bodies. We are aware that we are breathing, but it is not something that we're controlling. It's not something effortful. It's just a gentle flow of breath in and out. And to leave ourselves in this lovely place, we'll take our hands to Anjali Mudra, bringing your thumbs against your breastbone, connecting your hands to your heart. The eyes can stay closed or have that soft gaze down towards your heart. And we'll close the practice with an Om and 3 Shantis. Shanti, the word for peace, always calling for peace for ourselves, peace for the world, and peace for those who cannot ask for it for themselves. If you're joining me, we're taking an inhale. Inhale. Shanti. 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 Letting the vibration settle in our bodies and in the room. Slowly beginning to rub the palms of the hands together, creating heat with the friction. Bringing your warm hands and cupping them gently over your closed eyes, taking an inhale. As you exhale, blinking the eyes open into the warmth and darkness of your hands. Releasing the hands back to your heart space, either to Anjali Mudra or just resting the hands on the heart. And bowing our head to our hands into the practice of yoga. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, guys. And thank you to you online as well, John and Amy, and maybe Ken too. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm just going to press stop on the recording. I am still here if you have any questions, both online and in person.